waiting for the other.
We know, right?
That other elevator bank will come up. The other elevator's coming up, so. Z will do it. Mayor will not be on the other side of the mayor. He's gonna introduce you.
I don't need much of it.
Everybody knows who he is, but
You ready?
he'll do opening remarks.
Sure, sure, go ahead. I'm just gonna keep you from having this conversation.
We got to move this way.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for, or this afternoon, I'm sorry. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Salam Zia. I'm a captain with the Houston Police Department, and I have the honor and privilege of leading the Vice Division, which also houses our Human Trafficking Unit and the Human Trafficking Rescue Alliance. We're here today to share outcomes of our collaborative efforts during Human Trafficking Awareness Month from this past January. In Houston, we're fortunate to have leaders who prioritize public safety and strongly support our anti-human trafficking efforts. Our success is bolstered by the strong partnerships through the Human Trafficking Rescue Alliance with our local, state, and federal agencies. Strong partnerships in human trafficking investigations are crucial because they enhance information sharing, resource allocation, and coordinated responses, leading to more effective identification of victims and prosecution of perpetrators. Now I'd like to acknowledge the distinguished guests in presence today, starting with Mayor John Whitmire, Chief Noe Diaz. We have Assistant U.S. Attorney Jennifer Weinhold, Homeland Security Investigations Deputy Special Agent in Charge Aaron Burke. We have representatives from the Harris County DA's office, Montgomery County District Attorney Brett Ligon, Fort Bend County District Attorney Brian Milton, DPS Regional Director Gerald Brown, Harris County Sheriff's Office Major Ben Catrib, Montgomery County Sheriff's Office Assistant Chief Richard Bass, and Montgomery County Constable Precinct 3 Captain Adam Costa. We also extend our gratitude to team members accompanying our partners today. They'll be available for one-on-one discussions at the end of our press conference. Now it's my honor to invite Mayor Whitmire to share his remarks. He'll be followed by Chief Diaz and then Deputy Special in Charge Amber. Mayor?
Thank you, Captain. Thank you to Captain Zia and HPD, certainly Chief Diaz, for bringing us together on such an important message. We have Vice Mayor Pro Tem Peck with us. And this is just one more opportunity for us to show what collaboration does to fight crime and to improve public safety. Human trafficking is present. We've passed tough laws in Austin. When I was chairing criminal justice, we enhanced the penalties. We had human trafficking, zero tolerance school zones, other areas. But you can pass all the laws you want to, but it gets down to the men and women that we're with today. Their investigations, their prosecutions, and the really significant fact that we're witnessing today is the collaboration, because we all know we're in this together, and that human trafficking perpetrators did not pay any attention to county lines or city limits. Quite frankly, they're across our state and nation. Our proximity to the border, our international community, our vitality of our community makes us a real target for human traffic perpetrators. So let me just say thank you to law enforcement, prosecutors. We need our judges to hold these folks charged accountable. Get them to trial. If they're innocent, let them go. If they're repeat violent offenders, hold them accountable. do not return them to our streets. We're here today to actually get reports and results of a month designated to fight human trafficking. As the mayor of this great city, I want everyone to know every month of the year, our law enforcement, our community is going to fight human trafficking. Every day, we're going to fight human trafficking. The horror stories that investigators will tell you, that you will see when folks get to trial, we have zero tolerance for them in our community. So thank everyone for being here. Again, each agency, individuals, we're meeting the call of duty. It's why I run for office. It's why Brad runs for DA. It's Middleton. Our partners at the state, we can't do it without the collaboration. But thank you. This is why we get up and go to work. And we need to spread the word. We're going to hold you accountable. Bad guys, you're not going to be hiding behind the city limits, or you sure as hell don't want to do it in Montgomery County, I know that, or in Harris County. I'm just here to tell you, we are fired up to fight human trafficking. And Chief Diaz, I tell people, wherever you are, you're fighting crime.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate your leadership, and I'll yield to you at this time.
First, thank you, everybody. Thanks to our media partners for being here. Mr. Lillian, thank you for showing up. Brian Middleton couldn't be here. Sean Tier couldn't be here. But know that this is a global effort. This is a global community. We strive to work these kinds of investigations every single day. We have the most talented people, in my opinion, in the country behind these keyboards. So if you come to this community and you're committing these awful crimes against juveniles, minors, and what have you, know that the police are working around the clock. Like the mayor said, there's no boundaries. So if you think you can travel from Montgomery County and meet a young person to commit an awful act in Harris County or Fort Bend County for that matter, you best not do it, because we're here to make it happen. We're working around the clock. We put a lot of resource in it. Again, the men and women of the Houston Police Department do amazing jobs every single day. They impress me every single day. And they're the best in the business, right? So our partners, this doesn't happen just along with the Houston Police Department. The different DAs, the multi-agency task force, they work, and we work like this every single day. So if you're seeing me, know that this community is committed to making sure that the quality of life in this community is great. We can raise our kids here, that the city of Houston is moving in the right direction. Know that this commitment, this body of police is here to make sure that this community is safe from these awful predators, and we want to make sure that if you see something or you know something, please report it. And thank you again to our partners. It's been an amazing partnership. And these investigations aren't easy. They're very complex. They require a lot of skill, a lot of internet skills, right? A lot of computer skills. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank the mayor for affording us the opportunity for the support, the drive to make this city safe. It's absolutely a priority for this office. We meet every single day, and we tackle the problems that we have in the community every single day with equity and vigor. So we're here to help. Thank you for the community to let us do these jobs, and I'll pass it over to my partner, right, from the Homeland Security. Thank you, Madam.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to come here and speak on behalf of Homeland Security Investigations and all of our partners that aren't able to speak today. I just want to thank everybody in the room, the law enforcement partners, the social service organizations, and everyone else that has supported all of our efforts during Human Trafficking Month, as well as all the time. I've been working human trafficking for over 15 years. It's a continuing problem that all of us now recognize and the world recognizes that we need to fight. I also want to thank our partners who continue to support the Human Trafficking Rescue Alliance. Together, we've dismantled trafficking networks, provided trauma-informed support for survivors, and set a national standard that the world and everybody across the country can copy to try to fight these organizations that are victimizing children, women, and vulnerable people all across the country. I want to acknowledge the collaboration with Homeland Security Investigations, Houston Police Department, and the Montgomery County Constable's Office in a couple of specific cases. Again, I think a lot of cases were highlighted, but there were a couple that really stand out as really successful. We identified an 18-year-old survivor that had been victimized since she was 15. We rescued her and provided the survivor support that they need to make their lives whole and to become successful. We also identified an individual who was online speaking to a minor and attempting to exploit a minor. Child exploitation, human trafficking go hand in hand because of the online activities now. So it's not just on the streets and the malls and the schools, it's online. When children are online, they become vulnerable to this kind of abuse. Together, we've taken a significant step in our collective effort to end this modern day form of slavery. And I thank everyone for their help and unwavering commitment to this mission. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Captain.
Thank you, Mayor, Chief, and Agent Burke for your comments. We agree with you, Mayor. Every day is actually Human Trafficking Day for us, and I think all of our partners would agree. So this January, we focused our efforts on traffickers, the primary exploiters who perpetuate the cycle of abuse and profit from the suffering of victims. As a result of our combined efforts, 15 traffickers were arrested, 21 trafficking-related charges were filed, and 29 victims were rescued, including 11 juveniles. This achievement signifies that 29 lives were saved, and 15 traffickers will face justice for the harm they've caused in our community. Now I'd like to invite Detective Cynthia Garcia, our Human Trafficking Rescue Alliance coordinator, also an outstanding investigator, to highlight a case that exemplifies how traffickers possess control over their victims regardless of where they are. Cynthia.
Thank you. Good afternoon. On January 15th, the Houston Police Department's Human Trafficking Unit conducted a proactive victim recovery operation. Detectives identified an online advertisement featuring explicit images of a known female juvenile. Once contacting the provided number, the juvenile detailed sexual services and agreed to meet at a specified location. Surveillance observed her arriving as a passenger in a Chevrolet Tahoe. An undercover officer engaged her in a conversation, confirming intentions to exchange sexual acts for payment, leading to her recovery by uniformed officers. The vehicle's driver was detained without incident. A search revealed a backpack containing a Glock 26 9mm pistol with a loaded extended magazine and an installed switch, along with another extended magazine. Investigations revealed that the juvenile had met the suspect weeks earlier, paying him to create and post the advertisement. He subsequently transported her to the arranged meetings. Suspect Raul Gallegos was charged with the felony offenses of trafficking of a child, bond set at $100,000, and compelling prostitution, bond $100,000. Then, on January 23rd, during another proactive operation by the Harris County Sheriff's Office, the same juvenile was recovered after agreeing to engage in sexual acts for a fee. She had been residing at the suspect's home and communicating with him while he was in jail, despite the inactive protective order prohibited such contact. This case remains under investigation by the Houston Police Department and the FBI. He is currently in Harris County Jail. His next court date is March 21st, 2025. Suspect Raul Gallegos was charged additionally with violation of protective order bond set to $150,000. He is currently in Harris County Jail. This case highlights how traffickers can still possess control over their victims despite being incarcerated.
Detective Garcia will provide some remarks in Spanish.
Buenas tardes. Estamos aquí para compartir los resultados de nuestros esfuerzos de colaboración durante el mes de la concentración sobre la trata de personas y reafirmar nuestro compromiso inquebrantable con nuestra comunidad. Me gustaría compartir los resultados de una de las operaciones donde colaboraron diferentes agencias. El 15 de enero de 2025, la Unidad de Trata de Personas del Departamento de Policía de Houston llevó a cabo una operación proactiva de recuperación de víctimas. Los detectives identificaron un anuncio en línea que presentaba imágenes explícitas de una menor conocida. Al comunicarse con el número proporcionado, la menor detalló los servicios sexuales y aceptó reunirse en un lugar específico. Los agentes de vigilancia la observaron llegar como pasajera de una Chevrolet Tahoe. Un oficial encubierto inició una conversación con ella confirmando sus intenciones de intercambiar actos sexuales a cambio de un pago, lo que llevó a que agentes uniformados la recuperaran. El conductor del vehículo fue detenido sin incidente. Una búsqueda reveló una mochila que contenía una pistola Glock 26 de 9 milímetros con un cargador extendido cargado y un interruptor instalado junto con otro cargador extendido. Las investigaciones revelaron que la menor había conocido al sospechoso semanas antes y le había pagado para crear y publicar un anuncio. Posteriormente la transportó a las citas con sus clientes. El sospechoso Raúl Gallegos fue acusado de delitos graves de trata de niños, fianza de $100,000 y prostitución forzada, fianza de $100,000. Luego, el 23 de enero del 2025, durante otra operación proactiva asistida por la oficina del sheriff del condado de Harris, la misma menor fue recuperada después de aceptar participar en actos sexuales por un pago. Ella había estado viviendo en la residencia del sospechoso y comunicándose con él mientras estaba en la cárcel, a pesar de una orden de protección activa que prohibía dicho contacto. Este caso sigue bajo investigación por el Departamento de Policía de Houston y el FBI. El sospechoso Raúl Gallegos actualmente se encuentra en la cárcel del condado de Harris. Su próxima cita de corte será el 21 de marzo del 2025. El sospechoso Raúl Gallegos fue acusado además de violación de una orden de protección y la fianza se fijó en $150,000. Actualmente se encuentra en la cárcel del condado de Harris. Este caso destaca cómo los traficantes aún pueden tener control sobre sus víctimas a pesar de estar encarcelados.
Thank you, Detective Garcia. We'll open the floor for any questions if you have. No questions?
Sheriff Diaz, can you
Yes.
say something in Spanish about your statement before?
Can we do it after the, did anybody else have any questions?
What's your message to pimps out there that are probably watching these press conferences like on the TV? What's a message that you guys have to people?
The message is that we're not going to tolerate it, but the message is also to the parents. Look for signs. If you have a child that shows some sort of physical abuse, coming home from school, things like that, that's avoiding eye contact with you or any kind of social interaction, is unable to speak with you like you normally do, or perhaps they show up with a nice purse or a fantastic phone or really nice clothing, and that's not what you usually use. I'd ask that you, as a parent, stay in your kids' business, stay in their faces, look on their phones, because these predators, as I'll call them, are very serious. They're very successful on the phone. They're very good at doing things on the phone that you wouldn't think as a parent that someone would go through these extremes to have sex with a minor, right? So for us, it's important as a community that the parents get involved. If the parents find something on the phone, please alert the authorities. Please let us know so we can target it, because this is, again, we have an enormous city, a lot of people in the surrounding counties, and it's a very sensitive crime, so we have to tackle it. So that's my message to the pimps. If you're doing it, you're going to get arrested. You're going to go to jail. We're actively looking at it. We're not going to tolerate it. Yes. Go. Go.
Oh, okay. Two quick questions. You mentioned 21 charges. Were those all through the month of January?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
And then just a second question. This initiative on cracking down on human trafficking, is it still part of the mayor's office for human trafficking? Are they related or?
Well, everything kind of falls under the mayor's office. So every ounce of data relating to the police, the human trafficking, the sex trafficking, those kinds of things are generated from our office to the mayor. So yes, it's absolutely under the mayor's initiative because he takes it serious. I don't want to speak for you, Mayor, but he's serious about crime. He feels, as we feel, that our growth as a community has to happen with a fantastic police department providing exceptional police services, and this is just one of many that we do every single day. If it's not sex trafficking, it's racers, it's loud noise. So it's a collaborative effort. So we're working towards it every single day, and the mayor's just our champion, right? Because he sees it, he knows it. He walks it like he talks it, right? So in layman's terms, so that's what we're here about, to make sure that we're putting these bad guys in jail.
Sure, that's wonderful. Just for clarification, I was wondering if any the mayor's office for human trafficking and domestic violence, if any staff from that office was part of this initiative.
Sure, man.
Sure, we're all in it together, and public safety is our highest priority. This is a major component of it, and we collaborate on a regular basis. Human trafficking, is related to so many other offenses, drugs, guns. It's a criminal element that takes advantage of young people, and as I mentioned, it's been a priority of mine in the legislature for a number of years, working with Senator Huffman and Representative Sophronia Thompson. We've enhanced the penalties. We have human traffic free zones, but this initiative is the collaboration of the prosecutors, multiple agencies of law enforcement. Certainly, most things start in my office. I've got a great team. We're very serious, and we're not waiting for special events. You can't imagine how many meetings I go to in preparation for the World Cup or other major events. Every day is important in our minds to protect Houstonians and our young people. You hear these horror stories of vulnerable young people, and it's real. It's not a movie. So the purpose in a conference such as this is to let the public know that we're not resting. Let the bad folks know, the pimps, as Grizzy mentioned, the users. Let's talk about prostitution rings, which is very much a part of human trafficking. We need to prosecute the users of these sex workers. So, this is quality of life issues. It's public safety. We're all in it together. We admit, as most agencies, we're understaffed. It's a national concern. So how are we building our numbers? Some of the best lawmen and ladies in the state are in our region, and we come together. And then it was an issue during my campaign. You're going to bring the DPS to Houston? Hell yeah. We have, given day, we'll have 75 state troopers helping us in collaboration, traffic enforcement, their task force, their forensics. Metro Police. We want Metro Police to get off just the transit lines, work in the communities. People walk to the transit stations. We want them to feel safe in there. We want HPD working with Metro. So, yes, to answer your question specifically about human trafficking, it has a very high priority in my office because I know how dangerous human trafficking is. It's the victims. They take advantage of their immigration status. They take advantage of their economic status. So, and it's not just young ladies. There's young men in our community that are abused as well. So I'm fired up.
And for those 15 cases, did all the victims go to a similar agency for victim support?
Honestly, I'm not one of the best sources.
Captain Z will get all that.
Captain Zia and his investigators. Chief, Captain.
Thank you. So yes, every time we encounter a victim, there's multiple lines of points where they're offered services. Obviously, when we first rescue them, we also connect them. We have a victim services division led by Julie Pleasant. Her and her team do a fantastic job connecting with the victims and providing them resources based on what their need is. We also work with our victim advocacy nonprofits out in the community. We couldn't get our job done without their help as well. The DA's office have folks that provide support services or liaison. So there's multiple points where we make sure we try to get some sort of intervention or help, whether it's short-term or long-term, to the victims.
The green shirt, yes, sir.
Oh, he kind of touched on it a little bit, but I was just going to mention about like Houston's such an international city, and like just what kind of impact. I heard a lot of numbers and statistics, but can someone speak like kind of from an emotional, from what kind of impact this has on the community, and especially when big events are in town?
Well, every day, like the mayor said, every day is a World Cup day for us, right? We're trying to put this together. We're trying to make this community safe. So I won't speak from an emotional level because I'm not very emotional myself as a person, but I will tell you that these crimes devastate the victims, and it is a crime that they carry for the